The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're planning for buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome and thanks for joining us on Real Estate House Party. I just noticed there's a little delay when they go to Tony V.
Yeah,
now
a lot of people. Yeah.
Here's
It's like
There's like a little pause.
It's like a build-up.
It's a build-up.
yeah.
Build-up.
Who
Sure.
could this be?
Right.
It's Tony V.
Let's be honest. He wasn't sure that was right. Whoever was reading that.
He doesn't recognize you?
No, not that he doesn't recognize me, but why would this guy be on a podcast about real estate? Who would think such a thing is a good thing?
He doesn't know you're the guru now.
No, sure. Plus, who
saying-
did
go
did
ahead.
that? Our jingle there. Tony Baglio?
Yes,
Well,
well-
our old pal Tony Baglio.
But to be honest with you, you
Yeah.
kind of did it the first
Right,
one
I
of the
came
shows.
up with the concept.
And-
And
Yeah.
you should have you should have had a copy written at the
Yeah,
time,
there's a
but you
lot.
didn't.
We let a lot of things go.
So then we had to pay for it.
I know. I should have been paying you.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
No, I don't care. I just want to know where we get the backup singers. I've never seen a backup singer in my life.
That's me.
That's you? That's nice.
Well, we got him out of the studio.
That's
He's
nice.
here. You can see that.
We have a
Wayne
guest.
Altavilla is here today from
In the
Signature
flesh,
Pro.
yes.
And he's
He
writing
has an
notes.
alias, you know.
I heard that.
What's the alias?
A
Ralphie.
Facebook alias. Can
Ralphie, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that
Yeah.
your middle name?
It is, yeah, Raphael.
I was going to give you a little bit of a hard time on Facebook, but I'm like, I'm not going to call him out on Facebook.
Now, we're wondering why you do that. Is it just
Throw people
the same
off.
reason Tony V keeps his last name?
Exactly. I don't want any stalkers. Yeah, that's the problem.
I did it because I have family to protect.
Tony V does it because he is a stalker.
Right.
I put my full name and my middle name and my maiden name.
Yeah,
and
because
so
no one
there's
can spell your last name, so you can get away with it.
Then
all right?
There's no
my-
question.
There's my Tinder handle, which is Dusty Drawers.
Do you get a lot of swipes?
A lot of swipes.
Which way, though?
I don't know.
A lot of left. If you look, you'll see an indent on the side of my face. From
I don't know what the good
To the
swipe
left,
is.
to the left.
Now, even with the groomed beard, you're still not getting the swipes that you want, huh?
No.
Really?
A lot of seafaring men want to have coffee for some strange reason.
So a lot of auto body mechanics.
Auto body shop guys. Yeah, they want to hook
mechanics
up.
and.
They need love. What's wrong with that?
I wasn't making any judgments. I was just asking.
It's a
So
freak
can we?
out.
I mean, the last few weeks we've been
Off
fooling
the
around.
rails.
a lot.
Yeah,
So
let's get
Can
to
I-
real estate.
Can we get to real estate?
Yes.
And I do have to start with one public service announcement because I think we are going to be
I'm gonna
serious
guess
today.
this has nothing to do with real estate.
As he's chuckling.
Right.
Let's hear your public
All right,
service
here it is.
announcement.
Excessive drinking during work is not the answer. And I don't want to
Really?
mention who's on this panel right now
Right.
that I'm addressing to, but she's had a tough week or so.
Yeah.
And she
I don't
taking
drink.
it-
Can I
having a-
clarify? I don't drink at work.
Having a couple pops.
Am
is she-
am I making this up? But did you go to Rite Aid the other day?
She's not drinking mouthwash, is she?
They sell booze at Rite Aid?
Yes, they do, actually.
Sure, mouthwash. You can lick the underarm deodorant. There's a fair amount of alcohol in
I
there.
saw her under her car getting the antifreeze out of her car.
No.
No, is that not true?
At Rite Aid, they do sell beer
Okay,
and
and
wine.
did you
do?
not?
Wow.
in Salem, New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. All right.
Were you not
I know in
tempted?
Florida they do that.
Yeah,
I
in
know up
Salem
there.
they do too.
I like the fact that you had to put excessive
Right. Oh
in
yeah.
there. Like regular drinking,
Oh, that?
fine. just the right amount of drinking at work. We got no problem with
right,
that.
right.
It's the excessive
Right,
drinking
exactly.
that we have real issue
I mean, I'm
with.
not a tyrant.
No,
I mean,
of
you
course
have to have a few beers during the day to
a
get
happy
through it.
workforce.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
if we were going to talk about like loan officers going, behaving badly,
off
and
the
we decided
rails,
not
yeah.
to because we want to keep all of
Sure.
our people happy.
Because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all horrible.
But we were having a really, really bad day, and I went over to get us water and cashews to kind of make it through the day, and I had
She
my
was
hand on the
debating it.
6-pack.
Sure, why
I
wouldn't
did.
you?
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it.
When we used to hire people, and we know we can admit now, Kathy's probably the backbone of Catalar. Wayne, you probably know that. But whenever I used to hire people, I'd always say, "Now watch out for this one. She drinks a lot. She has
And
a
they
little,
believed
she
him.
has a little flask inside her. Just let her."
Is it a flask or in your coffee mug?
No, it's
Or staycation mug. Boy, Kathy really likes that greetings from the living room mug. Yeah, it's got her special drink in it.
Look at her getaway.
She's having a vacation right now.
She's got the little twirly
Well,
things there. Go, woo, woo,
I was
woo.
addicted to Diet Coke, remember?
I
And
do remember
So we had another office, and so I worked in North Andover, and a lot of the girls worked in Reading. And
Right.
so I always had a Diet Coke on my desk, and Rick had made this joke that I just put alcohol in my Diet
Wow.
Coke
Well,
can, and they all
Tony,
believed.
Wasn't a joke.
They all believed that. But
Right. So what we thought we'd talk about today,
well, we were going to talk
I know.
about leases.
but we're way off topic now, and let's
No.
just
No, but
let's
hold
just-
on.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's
And I said this morning, I said, well, then I'm not. I don't really have
I'm
anything
leaving.
to. I have nothing to offer this panel today on leases.
because you don't get involved in leases, do you?
No, we don't.
We were just gonna talk about
We're
the-
going to ask Wayne, because he does a lot of rentals and purchasing,
Right.
just what the market was like. But since we're not doing that, no sense teasing
And
it.
I said we can't go from last week's show
Right.
into a completely serious show about leases. We're going to have to ease into it.
it.
Do you
Yeah,
agree
always
with that?
wanna use it, yeah.
So, because
Yeah.
the way she was talking, I figured I'd talk about people with attitudes.
Thank you.
So we completely switched it. No, we did have this idea about a week ago where people just don't say the right things in the real estate world.
Inappropriate,
They're
right?
very inappropriate. I had a guy, and this is what made me think of it. We were doing a closing, and I was debating whether you needed, we won't get too technical, but like a certificate of occupancy, which means that if the place is completely remodeled, you got to get a certificate of occupancy from the town. If it's just minor cosmetics, you just got to get a
Right.
permit. So I was talking with the guy, and we're at the closing table, and he says, "Listen, Rick, all we did was put a little lipstick on this pig and sold it." I go, I said, "The buyer's sitting right here."
And he's not deaf.
He's not deaf. He might be fat, but he's not deaf. And I said, that was just the most inappropriate thing I've ever heard. I mean, the guy's sitting right there, and I said, "Listen, the guy's buying that pig." So I figured we'd talk about today just inappropriate things that people come up with.
Closing etiquette, right?
Closing
Yeah,
etiquette.
that's a good
And
title,
they're
Ed
not,
Sullivan.
They're not earth-shattering. I know, Wayne, right off the bat.
Well, that's what I figured. So when we came up with this topic as
Yeah.
opposed to leases,
Yeah.
I'm thinking Wayne could probably jump right in there because he deals with people, the same clients that we deal with, right?
Yeah.
And
So,
you have the
yep.
same stories that we have, but different.
Yeah, a little bit. He found a rat doing his walkthrough. Didn't you?
Yeah,
didn't you
home
do-
inspection. Yeah, it was dead. It was dead.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Oh, well,
But it was.
All right, what are you
it was-
worried
It
about?
was there. in
Easy
the-
to
in the
catch
stove.
that way.
That's it. Yeah. I told him he didn't have to pay extra for the house.
Did the buyer know about the rat?
Oh, they were the one that found it. Yeah, they were cool. They were like, "Oh, we'll have a
we
snack
threw in
when we
some
move
meat.
in."
Oh my God!
Just to sweeten the deal, we threw in a little meat.
I
That's all.
don't know if I could go past the rat story. If I found it dead,
It happens.
you can't just
you
say a
I mean,
mouse.
did you have to look for it, or was it right
No, it was
there?
A rat. It was a rat. The home inspector opened the oven, saw it, closed the oven, and then I reopened the oven.
Well, of course, it probably wasn't
It was
done.
in the oven.
It was in the bottom
Right.
tray where you hold all your
Yeah.
pans.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
that
I
you
think-
probably don't wash
Yeah, I
before you
think
use.
you just
Yeah.
got caught in
You
there.
know, beef is done at about 145, chicken 165, and I think rat is somewhere in the middle. Yeah, like 158, 160. You can get away. You don't want an underdone rat.
No. You have your parameters when
Yeah,
you're having
yeah.
your rat. So, I mean, sellers they say some strange things. I've heard sellers say, I mean, even the minor things, watch out for such and such neighbor. He's a real pain in the neck. I mean,
That's going to get back to that neighbor.
That's going to get back to the neighbor.
You got to coach him. You got to
Yeah.
coach him. Even now, when we're doing the first showing in a house, you don't know if you're on camera. You don't know if there's microphones. You just got to keep all your comments to yourself until you're, back in your car.
Oh, we had
It's crazy.
We're getting sidetracked from our sidetrack.
But that's okay, because it's a conversation.
Yeah. No, they just they had in the Boston Globe a week ago things we've talked about where people are listening on the baby monitors. I guess that's not an aberration.
Really?
There's a lot of people listening to the conversations as they.
Did the Globe copy our ideas?
I think because
I think we are the root of a lot of good ideas.
They need new ideas.
Yeah.
We'll send them a bill.
Well, we had a thing the other day in the Globe. There was a conversation that we had on this on our podcast about, and my wife and I have actually had this. It sounded like our exact conversation about selling our property in Charlestown because it's worth more than we could have ever imagined. Yeah. But then where are you going to go?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And all of a sudden the article comes out the next day.
In order to buy something that we would like in Charlestown, we'd be spending half of what our house is worth for like a quarter of the house we have.
It's not a lateral move.
Yeah, it's not a lateral move.
So Wayne, you're hearing that all the time. I'd sell, but I have no place to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you ever put on? I know we're way off, but do you just put on there? It's subject to them finding suitable housing.
Sometimes. Yeah. I mean, if they have a house to go to or a family member, that's always the best because in such a competitive market, once you throw in any variable, I mean, the next guy is going to come in cash,
clean.
no contingencies.
Right.
It's tough. It's tough.
Exactly. So, yeah, you're right. We talked about a lot of things on the radio show. Our predecessor.
Previous existence.
Yes, exactly. And all of a sudden, cars without drivers.
We're way ahead of the curve. Yeah. We're forward thinkers.
Watch out.
In the studio audience, people are pulling big time now. Can't really see it.
I think they're coming up for coffee.
Okay. All right, here's one that actually turned into a lawsuit. A broker told the buyer, don't worry about it, you can just get a handyman to take care of this issue. And then he buys it, and it's like $30,000. That broker actually did get sued.
Oh, really?
That's what she said, yeah.
Did the buyer win?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it was a lawsuit.
Yeah, that's a pretty steep handyman bill.
Yeah.
$30,000, yeah.
So obviously the implication was it was minor issues, don't worry about it. So
well, the onus would be on the buyer to go get his own opinion.
Right. But so sometimes buyers are told you don't even need a home inspection. I had a broker tell me.
Right. So we're here to tell you as a buyer.
You need a home inspection.
You need to make your decision on the home inspection.
Sure.
And you need to hire your own.
They need to understand what they're purchasing. I mean, I just did a condo today where we waived home inspection, but there was no hot water tank, there was no furnace to worry about, there wasn't any of this.
Nothing to inspect.
There's nothing to inspect. So do you really want to waste the $300, $500 to do a home inspection? And also, the next buyer is probably going to come in and not pay cash and not have a home inspection.
But they know that that's a fixer. They're buying it with that in mind, that they got to do all this work.
As is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the condo.
I always say just, bring a pie with
now
you.
You're talking. Now you're talking.
Stick it in the oven.
Yeah.
Bring some dirty drawers, throw it in the washing machine, and test everything out.
He's just trying to get your listing right now, right?
Bring a Hot Pocket, test out the microwave.
He heard how much your Charlestown house is worth.
That's the thing. Well, there's a leak in the roof. The furnace needs updating, and the floors need to be. Wait, pie? I'll take it.
And it doesn't matter what kind.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not sure if we should sell.
As long as it rhymes with pie, right?
Yeah. Pie and cigars. Yeah, exactly. So we have some brokers who've told, and it sounds like you coach them a little bit, but just say don't deal with the mortgage financing clause.
Yeah.
Just delete that.
Yeah.
You can't give them that information as a real estate agent, right? You can
suggest
it, or you can help them work through it.
Correct.
But it can't be your idea, or it can't be your decision.
No, you just say in the past this is what was successful, but at the end of the day, you have to be comfortable with whatever decision.
And maybe you should contact.
I would say the first people you should contract is a real estate attorney.
Really?
Yes.
So hard to find a good one.
I know. With a crack staff who does not drink excessively at work.
There you go. We're doing well till then.
We're out.
There's always something.
I know a good one, but they're always doing podcasts. And,
they're never in the
paralegals
office.
drinking.
No, you've drank before too.
not during work as I go to Rite Aid to get up some supplies for the company.
Listen, if you were
These two have something going on with the mail too. I think they drink during. They run out every time. Here's the mailman, and it's like Christmas every day. I think they're selling nips. You gotta tell me why you guys run off every time.
Hey, listen, if you were in the office that day, you would have been
No, every
right
day
along.
the mailman's here, and the two of them bolt out. I think they get little nips from the mailman. Her and Renell, my office. I'm not making this up.
Is he cute?
No. He's the meanest dude you ever want to meet.
He's so grumpy.
It's not that. I think he gives out nips to all the girls that come out and say hi to him. I don't know. It's just like Christmas every day. The mailman's here. They're gone.
I'm actually waiting for important documents.
Okay. You're over at Rite Aid stuffing your pocketbooks with another 12-pack. All right. The price is high, but it's been on the market for a while. Just give me an offer. That I've heard sellers, brokers saying that just to kind of entice them a little bit. Or the seller is desperate. Put us an offer.
Can you say that?
Well,
No, you're not supposed to.
All of a sudden, Wayne's ignoring
right?
us. Yeah. That's his marketing tools, and all of a sudden,
He's like, is there a way out of here?
shifted.
No, but how much?
Is there
can
one
you,
exit?
Yeah, how much can you say? How much can you say as a broker?
Well, you just don't want to say anything that can pull you into court. So you just try and that's
So you
the
can't say
criteria.
anything.
The goal is to not be found in front of a judge.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you try not to make statements, and you just try and leave everything open-ended, and you want to give advice, but you just want to.
Here's a good question when they ask you, what?
You interrupted our guest.
Oh my God!
He was
See?
just on a roll.
As she,
No, I totally
as she
forgot what I was
interrupts
gonna
me,
say,
so that was I knew it.
interrupting someone else. So it's fair game over here. And so, all right. Thank you for showing us what interruptions really like. But can you?
It's my way or the highway.
I know it
Do you
is.
know that?
I know it is there. So when a buyer asks, why is the seller selling? That's a tough question.
Yeah.
Because they say, well, what are you going to say? The water in the basement?
I say I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the right answer.
Or they're
right?
they're,
No,
Or
they're
they're relocating.
relocating.
How's that one?
Their situations.
Of course,
change.
they're relocating. They're selling their house.
I know
but-
that. That's the game we're playing.
But 90% of the time, they go, "Oh, okay," and you just move on to the next question.
Well, because I
know?
think that some people want to hear the reason they're moving is because I heard that there's a shopping center going in down the street, or the neighborhood is so loud at night, or they want to
Right.
hear the real reason why the sellers have decided to sell their beautiful home.
I never seen
Right?
Wayne shift like this.
I know.
When I used to
If we're reading body language, it's like, okay,
We're not doing
then.
well.
He's getting
Oh,
closer
Wayne.
and closer
He's getting
to
out
the
his
door.
car keys. Look at him.
they're already out. They're ready to go. No, when I used to sell cars, when people asked, "Oh, why did the other person trade the car?" and we used to say because they won the lottery, and they
I
came
like
back
that.
in and they bought 2 cars.
Oh, that's
So,
good.
that's a
I
good
mean,
one, yeah.
again, you gotta. It's a fine line to dance, but if you can
Yeah.
throw some humor in it,
Right,
you know,
right.
as long as they don't know you're
Sure.
completely serious.
Wayne's
I
praying.
have-
Yeah.
Wayne's
Yeah.
praying this to be an 8-minute podcast.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
We're 10 minutes overdue.
I have no idea why they're selling, but it has nothing to do with the cockfighting ring next door. Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they want to hear. They want to hear a
Right.
reason
So-
that they
so-
may not be interested in the house, either, right?
Sure.
All right, I've used this example before, and I just have to keep bringing it up. When I first started the business, I'm at the closing now. I'm just doing the closing, and the buyer says to the broker, goes, I thought you said I was buying in the north side of Reading. Well, you are. No, I'm buying in North Reading.
Have you ever heard of that?
It's just, is that the best? Well,
That's a blatant
I know.
lie.
Does address make that much of a difference?
In
Well,
Reading and North Reading, it does.
does.
Or it used to.
Some sort
It
of
used
tribal
to.
I
conflict.
think Reading and North Reading
Yeah.
are more comparable now.
they're more
Right.
comparable, but that
But
was
North
like
Reading used to
25 years
be,
ago.
25 years ago, North Reading was like the country. Like,
Oh,
you know
I
what
see.
I mean?
Right.
But North Reading has
Probably get one of
certainly,
those farm deals.
yeah. Yeah, the USDAs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
USDA,
yeah,
yeah.
you're
Thus, the
you-
cockfighting
you're-
ring.
yeah. You're paying attention, Tony.
Listen, I do pay attention.
How about when the buyer comes into the closing and you have another paper signed and one of the papers says you're buying this as your principal residence, right?
I have to live there?
They say, I'm not living there. I go, well, you told the bank you were living there, and that would be fraud.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I'm living there. And
Yeah.
they sign the
And they
paper, and
sign
you're
it.
like, la, 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 la.
I said nothing.
I
Or-
love the one when they say, "What do you mean I had to bring a check?"
Oh, God.
Oh, we were talking about that.
talking
the
about
other
that
day.
one.
I thought the bank was going to cover this.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We've had that happen about 5 times in the last 7 days.
Yeah.
Really?
Even
Yeah.
though we have an email sent from K. Holtshouser that says you need a bank check payable to, and we never forget that. We never forget to
So
tell the
that's
buyer
their,
that they need
their
money.
down payment.
Well, it's like
Whatever's
something-
left
yeah,
over.
yeah.
That's owed.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
whatever the bank isn't loaning them.
Yeah.
We had that one girl, and I hate to mention her name.
Oh,
I'll just-
Molly.
All right, Molly. So there we go.
I
Apparently
could,
somebody didn't
I
hate to
could
mention
blurt
her
out
name.
her last name because we'll never
We'd
forget
love to
her.
mention her name.
Sure.
Starts with a W.
That's right. It's like Christine Hurley. My husband lives in a certain town. I'll give you the first initial.
Okay, Randolph.
Randolph. So Molly thought she didn't have to bring in a check. So,
Well, because she was busy working.
she was busy in the morning. She had the
Right.
afternoon off.
Right,
but,
right. But no, then she
I
had
mean,
to drive.
I just was amazed by that. So if you go, you get a cigar, you smoke the cigar, and you say, "Oh, did you need the money?" I don't know. If you're buying something, you wouldn't think common sense you'd have to bring the money to the closing.
No.
Yeah.
Not today. No.
Yeah.
No, and she needed like $100,000. We're
Right.
not talking about a couple dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
She needed $100,000.
And we got the answer right after that because I said, "No, you have to have it sent to us. You got to wire it right now." She goes, "All right, I'll call my dad right now."
Oh.
So there was the answer.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dad's always
Yeah,
the
yeah.
answer.
We
Yeah,
didn't. The bank didn't verify your dad's
I know.
assets, honey.
I know. So,
But
yeah.
at that point, does it matter?
It totally mattered.
Yeah.
But
that
if
was
you
that.
get the $100,000, does it matter where it came
No,
from?
'cause
Yes.
they want to see where it's coming
Yeah.
from.
Really?
Yeah.
They want to see. Oh, yeah.
They want to make sure it comes from the account that
So
they
did
verified.
I see. So
Yeah.
did they hold that hold up that transaction?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if it's FHA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, she couldn't make it during the day, so I had to meet her at 8 o'clock at night. So we weren't going on record anyway. So she
I
had
see.
she had the whole. So,
She had-
so
she
luckily
had the whole morning.
luckily she hosed us so many different ways. It all came around.
Right.
Right. So
Well, at least Molly was employed. I mean, what about the buyers that come in
Oh my
and say,
God.
"I
Oh,
just
yeah.
quit my job today,
Oh.
so I can
Right.
move in. I can move in this afternoon, no problem."
Oh,
You what?
no.
'Cause they have-
where?
we know
Because the lender can do, like, after the closing, they may do an income verification after the closing.
right.
Like maybe 7 days after the
They can do
closing.
that?
Yeah.
But it's closed on.
Right. What is it? Up to 7 days or something, Rick?
Yeah, and they
can-
also give you a form at closing, a 4506 form, where they can check your tax returns after the closing.
So, like, if you turned in 2017 tax returns.
Right.
Look at
And-
Sean, he's even taking down notes. He's going, "Oh my God, what?"
If you turned into your 2017
Right.
tax returns and say you did a couple changes here and
I
there,
see.
little
Yeah.
whatever
Downgrading or upgrading.
whatever you did.
Right.
If they have an audit, they have the authorization from you at closing that they can go to the IRS and pull your 2017 tax returns and
To
make
see.
sure they're the same.
There's-
Not only checking your income, but they also want to see if you have a principal residence and you're telling them that you now have a. I'm concerned about what Wayne's doing over there. You doing another offer?
I'm
or
doing
you're taking
word
notes?
search.
Words
yeah.
words
Yeah.
with words with friends.
I think you're
Just let
crossing
me-
all the stuff you thought we were going to talk about. All right. This is a real albatross. Thank God I got this house sold. I've heard that one at the closing.
Right, in front of the buyers.
front of the
Again,
buyers.
who aren't deaf.
It just, yeah.
Wow, I'm getting a wicked good deal on this house, right?
Right. All right. You should not use a closing attorney. That's
Well,
always
we
a
know
good one.
that's a no-no.
Wait, who
That's-
says that?
I'll tell you who. Everyone in New Hampshire says it.
So you're taking down the whole
Take
state.
The whole state. Every broker
Yeah.
up in New Hampshire says you don't need an attorney to close on your deal.
And they don't, and they get mad if you, like, of course I bought a house in New Hampshire and I'm like, oh, I need to have my attorney review it.
Right.
And they're like,
Right.
why?
Right.
And I'm like, because I work for an attorney and I'm having
Right.
him
Right.
Like
review
it's
it.
so much different. You
Yeah,
know, from
exactly. It's the same
Massachusetts.
process.
It
Same
is so
process.
different.
So I sent a New Hampshire attorney my rider to the buyers. 3 days later, he sends back me an email and says, "I don't have time to read this." I didn't know that was an option.
You
All
didn't
of
take
these
speed
words.
reading?
Wow, you got all these paragraphs.
Hey, you know those papers you sent me? There's a ton of words on them.
Do we really need those? I mean, I don't have a lot of time to read them. I've just never heard that in my life. So I guess we could have added that.
I
to
love
the
this
list.
one. Can
Which
we talk
one?
about this one?
Which one?
Number 20. Make sure you do not keep advancing less than complimentary emails.
Now, can I back up for 2 seconds? Now, and I'm coming back to you. As comedians,
Yeah.
you guys are geniuses, but a lot of this is from real things, right? When you talk, right? You know what I mean?
I tell people all the time, I wish my act were an act. You know what I mean? My act
So
is
do
just
we.
my life. Yeah, I mean, there's
Except for
nothing.
the wife stuff.
I made up a wife for
Yeah.
my act.
Right.
Yeah.
My wife is fantastically right about everything.
Oh,
Right.
so she's been listening to the podcast lately.
Somebody's been talking to her. That's all I know.
No wonder. So we okay. Run
So
with it
should
now.
I read it again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Make sure you do not keep advancing less than complimentary emails.
Yes. So I won't
Oh,
say
that's-
who's.
Wait,
I won't
you
say,
don't send derogatory.
So say someone says to me, oh, they're going to pull up the carpets. What a bunch of pain in the necks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I reply back, and then she may forward that to somebody.
Oh, so you can't go, yeah, right. That pains in the ass.
Right.
Yeah, but then,
Right.
so typically people don't read through.
Right.
But so we had a really tough closing, and the broker wrote to me about the seller's or the buyer's attorney,
and she's
said,
watering it down a little bit. Go ahead.
said, this blankety blank blank. I wish somebody would just kick him in the blank
Blankety
blank
blank
blank.
Wow.
And I said, I would love to see that.
Oh.
Forwards that right along.
And then, but that was way down.
Yeah.
So then when you can't
Not
find
that far down, evidently.
then when you can't find the email, you Google, you just kind of
Search
search
it,
their
yeah.
name,
Right,
and then
right.
you hit forward whatever. And his paralegal happened to be his wife.
Oh, boy, this
So
is
she took
good.
down the whole family.
Yeah.
So she emails me something blank, and I go, I don't know what you emailed me as blank, and she goes, scroll down, and I couldn't stop laughing. Oh, okay then.
All right.
Hope you weren't drinking that day.
No, I wasn't.
No,
I was sober.
that was before her drinking days. That
Not
was years
excessively.
ago. Oh, when he says drinking, I thought he meant excessively.
No.
I mean, she has a beer or two during
Of
work,
course, who
but
doesn't?
Well, that's just to not be edgy, right?
Right. No, I can't be edgy with anybody.
No, just a
we
little
said of a guy who used to work for us, so we say, did you go drinking over the weekend? No. I had a couple bottles of wine.
Yeah.
He really didn't think that was drinking. He was serious about it. And you know who he is, I'll tell you later.
sounds good.
So, yeah.
It
yeah.
starts with a T. And he's kind of scummy, too.
You don't want to hear what Kathy said about him on his way out, what she'd like to happen to him. So we had someone in the office also forgot to put the person on hold. We had a real pain in that call one day.
Who is that?
It's a hypothetical.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me this time.
Hypothetical. So, yeah, we forgot to put the person on hold. He was a really, and we don't say this about
PIA.
Yeah, we don't say this about our clients much because we love our clients, 99.9%, but every once in a while, so just a real torture. And someone in the office forgot to put him on hold and said, all right, I just got to deal with this once I get this pain in the ass off the phone. All right, I'll say it's me. So I get back on the phone. He goes, were you talking about me as the pain in the ass? No, I didn't mean you at all.
We got
I meant
pains
that
in the ass
other pain.
everywhere
You're
around.
delightful. I wanted to get right back to you.
know, I think part of the problem is that people don't realize that, things are public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we're,
I thought you were going to say that they don't realize that they're a pain in the ass.
No, everyone who's a pain in the ass knows they're a pain in the ass.
That's true.
And
Good
some
point.
people relish it. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
That's
You're
their
right.
way
I
of
agree
living.
with that.
You're right.
I don't understand it.
I don't
right.
either.
But they think that's part of being who they are. You know what I mean?
You can see in their obituary.
Yes,
they
this
were
guy was a
such
pain in the ass.
You're right. It's almost like a defiance.
And they
I'm a
liked
pain in the
it.
ass.
Right. But
What
they
of it?
embrace it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
This beloved pain in the ass.
And we have some mutual friends that are in that.
Absolutely,
Yes,
100%. Yeah, but that's just part of their being. But I think when you do an email, and they were just talking about this with the young people on social media. they're posting pictures of themselves
Oh, absolutely.
and doing, stuff that you wouldn't
I know.
want
Right.
anyone to know, and they just think they're sending it to friends, but it's out.
People
Yeah.
getting denied
Forever.
jobs because employers are being savvy enough now to look at someone's
Yeah.
Facebook page
Yeah.
and saying, "Do I really want this?"
Yes, we're glad you won the wet T-shirt contest, but that has nothing to do.
But then
with
some employers
accounting.
welcome
that actually got
and,
me a
and hire
job
the-
once. That got me a job once.
Which job?
Magic Mike was actually Magic Wayne.
My. No, Magic Ralphie.
That's right. That's why you use I don't know. Do you think
Oh,
we've had enough?
I'm gonna have 50
We have
forensic
an whole
questions.
I
other
know.
section for another day.
How do we get a hold of Wayne? If people
Yeah.
still
So
want
where
him?
do you work, Wayne? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
No, he's
Yes.
not going to tell where he works now.
Oh, we should have done it at
Lillian's
the
going to
beginning.
kill you.
I work in the same office as Rick Carter, Keller Williams, or Remax.
I thought I heard you coming up with your flask, with
stop.
your ice cube jiggling away.
That's right. That's right.
You actually work for one of the best people
One of the best,
I've
yep.
ever met in this industry.
The best, yeah.
Yes.
Lillian Montaldo, Signature Properties, 34 Park Street, Andover, Massachusetts. I've been with her now it's going to be 4 years in September, and it's been great. She made me a partner at the firm this past January,
Wow.
and
Congrats.
yeah, it's just.
What does that mean?
It's great. I don't know.
It means he has
He
to
gets
do
to
more
pay
work.
some of the bills.
I get the bills. The bills are all now in my name, which is great.
No, the Wayne, the reason I worked with Lillian is she's one of the most professional, most personal.
And she has beautiful jewelry.
And that's the reason she works with her. I work because she's so talented in her
And she
field.
has shoes that she said I could borrow.
Kathy would work with her so she could wear her ring during closings.
Wear the rings, yeah, the shoes.
Oh, the
yeah,
shoes.
we don't have the same foot size, so I gotta go in a different direction with that. But no, her and her husband Bob Bolin, they've been great mentors to me. They I shipped my parents down to South Carolina last year. So it's been.
Did they want to go?
They didn't have a choice. They had to go. Yeah. Yeah.
Mom, Dad, I have something to tell
Court
you. You are going to love South Carolina.
I've met some new parents. I love Lillian.
Aiken. No, it's a
and Bob.
beautiful. It's a beautiful place. I think the
that what you
average
keep
age
telling
is
yourself, Wayne?
deceased. Yeah. It's,
Justify it. Makes them feel better. It's beautiful down there in North
So
Carolina.
they're on the young side.
They're on the the hip side.
Good.
It's literally the hip. My mother I think she just got the second one replaced. So yeah, they're doing all right. you know?
Great.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's been really good learning so much and continue to learn every day, and we just have a really great office. So
You do.
Yeah.
You do. A bunch
Yeah.
of great people over
And
there.
we hope you can continue working there.
yeah,
you
I
after
hope
this
so.
show.
Yeah, after this.
They're going to pull that partnership right off.
I brought my resume just in case two guys is hiring.
This would not be a bad place to work.
No, this is your haven.
Sean, do you need an assistant back there?
I was just going to say, I'm going to be Sean's assistant if anyone is.
Well, I'm glad we got a lot more serious for this podcast.
Once they open the pie window at this place,
We'll never see you
it's
again.
going to be heaven.
Thanks for joining us here on Real Estate House Party. Attorney Rick Carter, Tony V, Paralegal Extraordinaire Kathy Holtshouser, and Wayne, formerly of Signature Properties. Thanks for joining us.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.